Hello and welcome to week 3 in our Lenten pilgrimage. I brought you on a beautiful snowy day down to the heart of the city of Kingston. This is Market Square just behind City Hall, and this is a real community focal point in Kingston. In the summertime there are vendors and the Market Square is busy. People have gathered. In the wintertime there's a skating rink, and as you can see behind me, people are enjoying this beautiful snow day here in Kingston. Kingston's known as the limestone city, and a lot of the buildings built with limestone, and stone's hard, sometimes cold, but there's nothing cold about the warmth of the city of Kingston and the community spirit that lives here. And so I want to focus a little bit on that as we move into our week 3 in this season of Lent and take our Lenten pilgrimage and our tour around the city of Kingston. I have somebody I want you to meet today who's got an event going on. We're going to drop in to see that. And so why don't we head over to the LaSalle Mews? Well, it's a little bit warmer inside here than it was down at Market Square, and we have somebody that I'd like you to meet today, Sophie Cavallo, who is our MPP for Kingston and the Islands. She's also Parliamentary Secretary to the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Sport in the province of Ontario. And as I said, Sophie's got an event going on here today, and Sophie, it's great to have you here, and just wondering, what's going on today?
Thank you so much for coming today. What we're doing today is we're having a blood services drive. So it's a what's your type event, and people can come and sign up to give a donation next week. And today they're finding out about what their blood type is. Very good.
It's the gift of life, isn't it?
It is.
Well, thank you very much, Sophie, for being with us, and I guess I'll go get my blood tested.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Well, it turns out I'm A positive in my blood type, and I've got my appointment booked for blood donor clinic next week, and I even have a nice little heart bag to go with it all. So it's been great to do this. Just want to share with you now, as we say, we take this outer journey and then we take the inner journey of the heart and soul. And today I want to talk a little bit about Luke's Gospel chapter 13, which is the Gospel reading for this third Sunday in the season of Lent. We have the story where some folks come to Jesus and they talk about an event that has happened that's been quite distressing and quite upsetting. It's a story of people who have come to the temple in Jerusalem, who have come to offer their gift, and they have been murdered by King Herod. And Jesus hears that story and he asks them a question, because people were so concerned about cause and effect around why things happen, why the terrible things that happen in the world happen the way they do. And he then likens again to the story of a tower that has fallen on people who are just going about their normal everyday business, and he frames it in this way. He says, do you think it's because of what they did? Do you think it's because of sins they may have committed that has caused these terrible things to happen to them? And what I find exciting about what Jesus does in these stories is he always changes the premise and the focus of the conversation to touch into the things that he feels are so important. And he always does it by way of a story. And he tells a wonderful story of the fig tree. He says there was this fig tree and it didn't produce any fruit, and the owner came along and said to the gardener, you may as well cut it down. But the gardener said, why don't you let me have another year to work with this? Let me put the good fertilizer in the soil. Let me nurture it, and we'll see if it produces fruit in another year. Give it time, give it an opportunity. I think that story says to me very clearly, and that's where I link it into our inner Lenten journey, is that when we hear the good news of Christ, when we hear a message of the great commandment of love and our responsibility within community to love one another, remember that great commandment to love God and to love your neighbor as yourself, Jesus changes that focus and says that what he wants to find out is really what is the good fruit that we're going to produce, more so than the things that we've done that have been contrary to the will of God. And it is that wonderful community spirit that grows out of that. So today, as we take that Lenten journey, I want you to pause and reflect upon that gospel. Reflect upon the love of Christ that nurtures and strengthens you, and then prepare to join that journey once more. We live within the heart and soul of community, and that's the great unity that we all share in the body of Christ. It's been great to be with you for this week. Look forward to being with you next week as we continue our journey through Lent.